I'm working on this scarf. I'm using the light lace variation number 1, and as I was working on it I realized there are a lot of different techniques on this scarf that I could share with my subscribers. So I'm going to tell you a bunch of stuff now. The first thing is that this stitch always slants. You can tell by the needle it pulls up, down. I'll show you the beginning of it so you can see it better. Cast on my stitches, and I did a couple of rows of garter stitch, which I always do when I work on this stitch so that the bottom doesn't roll. But you can see that this is how it ends up. It's on a slant, like I said, and I love this look because it just makes it slightly different and you don't have to do anything to make it look different. Okay? The second thing I want to share with you is that I always do a few stitches of garter stitch on both ends of the work so that it doesn't roll, and that's what I've done. I've done 4 stitches at the beginning, 4 stitches at the bottom. Now the third thing that I want to share is about using markers. I always put a marker in after the 4 stitches and before the 4 stitches so that in case I forget I will know, oh, I have to do the garter stitch now. Next thing is that I'm using the German edge, and it is so beautiful. It's just absolutely perfect. And in order to do that, I'm going to knit the first stitch, which is something I never do. I'm going to knit the next 3 stitches, giving me my garter edge. Then I'm going to just slip the marker. Doesn't matter which way you slip it. And then I'm going to continue on with the stitch, which is yarn over, 2 together, yarn over, 2 together, yarn over, 2 together, etc. And the last yarn over and knit 2 together, and here is the other marker. I'm going to just slip that off and knit, knit, knit. Now for the German edge, you don't knit the last stitch, you put the yarn in front and you slip it off purlwise. Now I'm ready to do the next row, and this yarn is behind here. I'm going to pull it forward and knit. That's what you do for the German edge. I'm going to knit the 4 stitches, and I'm going to then put my yarn in front and ready to purl. And I'm going to purl all the stitches till I get to the marker, but I'm running out of yarn here. So I'm going to show you how to add that other piece of yarn. Put the original yarn around as to purl, and then you loop over with the next new yarn. Now you have all these tails here, and you're going to want to knit them in, or in this case purl them in as you go. So I'm going to take 2 and I'm just going to purl with the 2 strands until I've used up that first tail, and then it's all woven in. You don't have to worry about it when you get to the end of your project. You'll have nothing to weave in. I'm just going to let that lie there, continue purling till I get to my marker, and then I'm going to slip it off, and again knit the last 4 stitches, but when I get to the 4th one, I'm not going to knit it. I'm going to put the yarn forward and slip it off purlwise. Now I'm going to knit back, and I'm going to show you what to do when I get to that extra tail. Now I'm at the place where I have all these double stitches, which is because of the tail being knitted in. I'm going to knit those 2 stitches, knit them as one. Don't get mixed up there. Knit them as one. This is not going to make any difference in the look of your garment. It's going to be totally hidden, like so. And then I'm going to, when I get to the point of the other tail from the new yarn, which is now, going to just pick that up and again use it as one strand and just keep going until that tail is used up all the way across the knit stitches like so. Let it go and ready for the next row. So I've shown you a lot of different tips on this particular video. I have videos on all of the separate ones, the German edging for garter stitch, how to make the markers, how to do the stitch of the like lace variation 1, etc. So you can check all those out. I hope you'll subscribe so you never miss a video, and like me and comment and all that social media stuff. And in the meantime, happy knitting, everyone.